Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Eric.
Hello.
We're back after a long um, vacation from Days of Our Lives,
Yeah,
1984. We're doing like
exciting.
a week every 3 months.
Yeah, that's good
Today
stuff.
we are discussing episodes that aired from January 16th to the 20th, 1984. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. Anna's becoming the Anna that I like ish. Now that she's away
Meddlesome,
from Roman.
crazy.
um so Roman and her are still hiding in a seminary, monastery. I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, something like that.
There's
Where
monks,
monks are.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Dressed as monks too, which is kind of funny.
She's very hungry. They're only allowed to have like one piece of bread, and she sneaks the second piece of bread.
Yeah.
And then Roman's just like, "You're so selfish. Here, just take my bread." And she's like, "Well, I don't want your bread."
He needs to eat
um
too.
you had watched it before me, so you were like, everybody's saying Baka a lot. Baka? Yeah.
I don't
And I
even
was
know how to say it right. I'm just like, do a shot every time you hear Baka.
There was like a moment where everybody was saying it a lot, but then it kind of like
Right.
died off.
It did. It was 2 episodes of it, and I'm like, that's when I messaged you. I'm like, listen, do a shot for vodka. You'll
So,
be loaded.
do you understand this curse or legend? Because I was trying to follow, but I feel like I got lost. so,
Um,
so I had read that
Rich people curse.
Eugene and the Damaras were distant cousins through marriage, and I guess
Right.
this is why, because of this Baka.
The Bradsfords,
The
right?
Bradfords, right?
Bradford,
The Bradfords.
Bradfords, yeah. Bradsfords.
So apparently there was some marriage. This Baka, I guess, was like a dowry or a gift, but it was bad luck for the Bradfords because they lost all their money, but it was good luck for the
Yes,
Damaras.
because they gained all their money.
Yes. So what I don't understand is then why did they hold on to this Baka if it's bad luck, the Bradfords? Because Eugene's
Right?
grandfather or uncle had it,
Yeah,
and that's how Eugene got it.
right. I'm
But
not
if it's bad
really
luck, why do you
sure
want
either.
it?
First, why do you want it, and what are you doing with it? Like, do you just want to put it up on a shelf? Are you trying to sell it? I don't know what the plan was with it.
Also, am I understanding that it's from Haiti and they think that the serial killer wants this because he's doing like voodoo ritual killings?
Right.
Is that what
It's weird.
did you get that?
I guess I'm not. I'm not really. I'm
I
still.
feel like
I'm
they were
not.
just like words, baka.
I was a little disappointed in this reveal too. Like, I felt like there wasn't like another killing. I would have liked like maybe another attack or something. It's
And
kind of
then the
like,
reveal.
here it is. And you're like, oh, because I almost feel like you kind of almost forget about the killings because
Mhm.
there hasn't been one. When's the last killing? Was it before Christmas, right?
It was before Thanksgiving, I feel like.
Right. It was a long time. And then like, and there was an attack. No, yeah, because Roman was on the run and all that, and he's still on the run.
The last
But
killing
some of them
was
think he's
that
dead.
prostitute, and it was when Sandy and Marlena saw Roman
Right.
kill that person. And that was like
I
November.
I love Jean and Marlena's chemistry though. They are fun together as a not a
Yeah,
couple, of course,
yes, they
but
are, but every
as a
time I watch
duo.
them because we saw their beginnings, I'm like, "How did that become this?"
Right. You know what? It's probably like they needed another suspect in that situation, I guess.
Mhm.
And then maybe they took a different character, like a character change, and they're just like, okay, let's make them funny.
So I'm guessing every serial killer on Days, there's been some kind of a psychic or medium.
Yeah.
um, Eugene, I felt like he had vibes during the Strangler.
Yes, he
This is
did.
the
He did.
slasher, so he's here for this. And
But
then
nobody ever can figure it out. It would be funny if one time they have like one killing and then like there's a psychic like it's that guy. It's just to be like that guy. Because we always have like Celeste, oh, I feel someone's gonna die and blood and guts and
and she
everybody's
sees the
like,
murder, but she doesn't see who committed the murder.
"Mhm. Oh, there's only been 5 murders. We don't believe you, Celeste. You're so silly. Stop.
So we saw last time that Tony had decided that he wanted to kill Hope. So
Yeah.
this week was going to be the week that it happens, I guess.
What was the reasoning? I was wondering because he is fixated on it, and I don't understand why.
I don't either.
Yeah, I was
Um,
trying to figure that out. Is it because she just turned 18? Maybe, and you said like there's like a voodoo thing, so maybe it's like a I don't know that type of thing. I don't know.
Now that I'm thinking about it, even though we didn't see all the killings from the pictures, all
Right.
the victims have been women. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, and there was no attack on any men either, like not even like a try.
and now that I'm really thinking about it, maybe the Strangler was all women also? I feel like we didn't
Yeah,
hear of
they
any
don't.
men dying.
The Days Riders don't like women. In the,
I was gonna say, was that a misogynistic, like, we're gonna just make the women the victims in the 80s?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
was
because I'm like trying.
that
I know, because even like a guy attacked or anything, like I feel like no,
um,
just all women.
Delia's a little bit too comfortable, I feel like, for her position. I feel like she talks back to Tony too much, and she, like, gives him
Ye-
orders.
I feel the same, but
Maybe
maybe
because she's like,
I'm
"I don't work for you, I work for Phoenix."
she works for the Phoenix. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Um,
Yeah,
so before we go into the reveal and the attack, I
episodes.
guess let's talk about the other stuff. Um, Liz went to see Don. She's still not over him. She went over there to sign papers, tax papers, I think.
Yeah, I was confused at that too. I'm like
Um,
taxes for what?
but they
Because she
got
was
so
on the
involved in their
FICA.
conversation about her not having her memory, and she basically was like, "I don't know my baby. My baby loves me, but I don't love her. I don't know who that baby is." Like,
Yeah, and yeah, I don't
also, she
know.
mentioned something about Neil, how she can't imagine how she got past something, and I'm like, did he like attack her at some point before they fell in love?
Right, because she's like mad at him because that's what
Yeah.
she remembers,
Like,
which
she doesn't
is
remember being in love with him, she just remembers, like,
right,
whatever he did to her, and I'm like,
whatever
"What'd
he
he do to
did.
you?" He's a doctor.
It almost felt like Don was like giving her mixed signals too, like trying to be there for her, but he was I don't know. He looked like he still had like feelings for her.
Don doesn't
Just
seem like
getting
he
vibes
detaches too much because he was, like, all up on Marlena when she was
with
with Marlena
Marlena.
in the beginning also.
Right,
I feel like even though he's not, like, romantically involved with his women, he still, like,
cares about them.
cares about them and checks in on them.
Right.
Um, he's
That's
supposed to be
weird.
with Maggie, and I feel like we never see him and Maggie together.
Well, we were, and then all of a sudden, like this week, was Maggie even on? I don't think she was.
No, and I'm wondering if this is around the time that, Suzanne Rogers was having her health issues and she had to leave the show for a little bit.
Hmm.
I wonder if
Yeah,
that's
she could
a
have.
possibility. Um,
Interesting.
we saw a little bit of Pete and Melissa, but not really till, like, toward the end. I like how Melissa, like, isn't afraid to talk back to him.
Well, he's annoying. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
but I
like
like that she
at
calls him
least
out on it.
right, right, for sure. And I would too. I'm like, he's annoying as shit. Like, I don't know. He gets on my nerves.
She's just like,
I'm
"Poor
like, what?
baby." She's like, "You think you're the only one that has problems?"
Yeah, I'm wondering when he turns around. Hopefully soon, because he's annoying. I'm
I don't
guessing
wanna
something
say
bad
that
will
I'm a
have to
fan of
happen.
his, but, like, I don't mind him at some point, so he must get better.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe.
Um,
Not sure myself.
what are your feelings on Melissa? Do you like her? Or are you just kinda like, "Meh" about
I
her?
like Melissa. I always liked her. I like her chemistry with everybody. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care who she's with at this point because we only know Pete and they're not really together. So it's like,
Yeah. I thought it was weird. I mean, maybe it's not because their families are close, that Melissa was just, like, hanging out with Gene at Shenanigans, and they were just, like, having lunch or dinner or whatever they were doing and just, like,
uh,
chit-chatting, and she was asking him about his Lonely Hearts Club, and
yeah, I was gonna say that's what she brought up, that Lonely Heart. When is that coming? I'm guessing around Valentine's Day, but I'm not positive.
well,
Just
he
assuming.
it's active. He said that he had a meeting, his first meeting, and
Oh, but I thought they
he's
were
like, it
gonna
was like
like
one
show
big
stuff.
blind date. Nobody knew each other.
Uh,
And he said he
see, I
had
would have
one
liked to see that.
prospect, but there was like an age difference, and she was like, "Oh, you were older," and he was like, "No, she was 83," and she's like, "Well, maybe she has a grandmother or granddaughter or whatever."
Right.
And he's like, "I like the way you think."
Yeah.
um, oh, Hope got her
Inheritance.
inheritance, so she had to sign some papers for that
And she's not as excited as she was. She's just very like, yeah, got it, whatever.
because she's. I feel like because she's moping because she knows she can't see Bo,
Yeah, she
so
can't
she's
be
a
with
little like
Bo.
depressed about that.
But
Uh,
now I'm definitely seeing why Larry gets like feelings for her because she's confined. They're like becoming good friends. Like he's there for her a lot.
but why
So
is he
I
there
think,
for an 18-year-old? Why?
well, I don't know. I'm not a 1980s days writer, so I don't know what they're
Did you notice
thinking.
that a couple of times she said she's gonna be graduating high school in a few weeks? And I'm like, "A few weeks? It's January. What
Um, I
high
did,
school ends in February?"
I did, I did make that note actually. I was like, yeah, I was gonna say something about that. I was very confused.
Right.
I'm like, maybe she's in an Excel program. She's
Yeah,
like
maybe
graduating
she's graduating early in January. Yeah, I don't know.
before Melissa, because aren't they the same year? Melissa and
I
her?
think she might be a year or 2 older than Melissa.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel
I
like
also,
because then I
okay.
think Jennifer Rose Horton is, like, the next generation, so I feel like they're, like, all, like, a couple of years apart.
I loved the Alice, Tom, Mary Ellen, and Bo stuff. That was like my favorite stuff.
Okay, Alice does
So
not like that
funny.
hoe. Alice is like, "This bitch trying to, like, sleep with my husband."
Right? That was so funny. So yeah, what was it? Tom had asked Alice like to lunch, and I guess she had to like go mess, like do whatever she's doing for Bo and Roman,
Uh-huh.
and Mary Ellen comes along, and is like, "Are you doing lunch?" And then like Alice looks back and is just like, "Bitch," like that look on her face. So I was like, "This is great."
Well, doesn't Mary Ellen say, "You look a little pale, maybe you should put some rouge on?" And Alice is like,
Yeah,
"I will fight you."
Alice hates her. But she's so determined to help Roman and Bo that she's kind of straining her relationship right now for it. But
But do you notice the uniforms they're wearing? I feel like Hope wore that uniform when she was volunteering, I guess. I was like, "Are these the oldest candy stripers ever?"
who knows? I know. I don't know
I liked when
exactly
she
who
was,
does
like,
what
talking to
there.
Julie about it, and Julie's like, "I hardly call twice a month, like, a regular thing," because she was like, "It's regular enough for me." Like, that they have lunch.
Yeah. Did Julie have a snap moment? I forget. Because I was like, oh, Julie's pretty calm these episodes, but there was one I think she got mean. I forget who it was with. Probably Blow. I think it was when she saw Bo and she's like, oh, Brady. Like, just like frustrated.
She well, Hope met up with Bo, and they both agreed that they shouldn't see each other. Like, she said she couldn't because she promised her father, and
It was more
he
her,
doesn't think
though,
he's
I
good
feel
enough
like.
after talking to Doug, so and he thinks that he causes problems for her, so that's why he's kinda on that. Wavelength also.
Yeah, it's sad.
Um, but of course they keep thinking about each other, and of course they're Tonight I Celebrate My Love for You plays. Were you getting Santa Barbara vibes?
Um, no, because I felt like it was a little bit different because your girl sang, Liz sang it,
Hmm.
which was so awkward. I
It was so
mean,
awkward because I feel like she was singing Tonight I Celebrate My Love for You, like at dawn.
yeah, at dawn,
And I'm like, but you're with Neil.
Neil wasn't there, and she's
It
like
wasn't.
looking at
It wasn't.
Dawn, and she's like, and it's literally like making love to you tonight. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, maybe another song choice would have been good.
Friends and Lovers. I hear she sings that at some point.
Right. There's a ton of songs you could have sang besides that one. And that's like Bo and Hope songs. So what you doing with
Right.
that girl? Get that song out your mouth.
Even Bo, he like puts the
Um,
radio on and it's on the radio, and then he like remembers him and Hope in bed together, and it's like playing.
yeah, we had like the same memories all week of Bo and Hope. And then Hope was getting closer to Larry.
Hmm.
And yeah, like I wonder, like, do you think Larry is pursuing her though? Like, or do you think he's just being a pal? Like, do you think he just does he want her, or do you think he's just trying to be there for her because he feels?
I'm watching him very closely because I don't know. I
I
should
don't
know
get a
because I've seen
vibe.
this, but
I don't. I don't get a vibe that he's like, I want her. Like, I get a vibe that he's actually genuinely caring about her, which isn't good either because he's older. But almost like a
I don't
father
know. I feel
figure.
like he's the fact that he's sticking around her when she's getting her inheritance is a red flag for me. Like, does
So
he
you
want
think he
that
wants money?
money? Because he's gonna run for Senate, I think. So, like, does
Right.
he want that money for his campaign?
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe.
really sure.
He
I guess
doesn't
we'll have to
seem.
keep an eye on him. Like, I don't know. I don't trust him because I know that he is bad eventually. And I'm like, was he always bad? And was he just manipulating everybody? So I'm like watching him closely.
I'm also wondering if it was an actor choice. Like, I'm wondering if they wanted him to be into her, but him knowing how old they were in real life, he was probably like maybe Steve himself. So he was just like, I'm gonna play it like I'm a father figure, like, because he has to play these scenes.
Hmm.
So like the way what I'm getting is like he's being very just there for her whenever she needs him, but I don't think he wants her like that. He doesn't like. I don't know. I don't know either.
Also, was the drinking age 18 in 1984?
I'm not positive.
Because
Probably. Remember,
he
we
was like,
talked
I'm
about this
18.
before
And he's
with,
like, oh, let's get a bottle of wine. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. Like,
yeah, we've talked about this with Knots Landing because remember Diana was drunk and nobody cared. So I was like, maybe 18 is the age.
I know it
I
was
also don't
18,
remember.
but I don't know when it changed.
Yeah, I don't either. Anyone
Uh,
know? Let us know. I mean, we could Google it, but we forget.
or maybe because it was, maybe not every state changed to 21 right away.
Yeah,
So maybe that they had leeway, but it's also a TV show, so whatever.
Salem does what they want.
Yeah,
You can drink at 11.
right. We didn't see Chris Kosachek, we didn't see Sandy, but we never see Sandy. We
Oh,
didn't
we
see that
do.
random
We just
brunette.
we always forget her.
We didn't see that random new brunette that was like with Neil.
She's gone already.
Probably because I don't remember her.
It's so
And
funny.
I actually talked to Matt about this, and he was like, "Yeah, no, she doesn't stick around." And I'm like, "That's probably why I don't remember her."
Aw, gone too soon.
um, we saw Marie. Did you know it was Marie, or did you think it was Gwen?
Um, I think I thought it was Gwen.
With Howie Hofstadter.
Yeah, for a minute. Just
He's like
hair.
trying to
I
leave
got
the
the hair,
hospital without their permission, and he's like,
of course.
can you legally keep me here? And she's like, well, no. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to the bar and I'm gonna like play some bets. And like he's got a cigar in his mouth at the hospital again.
Yeah. Um, I
Oh, but
guess
we did
Roman
we
was
we actually
kind of.
opened this because the cliffhanger was that Bo got arrested because he got pulled over for speeding, and they
Oh,
found his
right.
gun, which was unregistered in his car.
Yes.
So they brought him into the station. Somehow that made the news already, and like it was on the radio, on TV, and so Hope knew, and she went running down to the station. And as a favor to Hope, Larry got him out.
Yeah.
Um, oh, Anna. So Anna snuck away. She was supposed to go out of the country. Um, and Bo was gonna. So Bo took her away from Roman,
Yeah.
and she went to go change, but then she snuck out a window. So then Bo and Roman had to go after her, and she made her way to Alex Marshall's, and because I
Oh,
guess
she
she knew,
hitchhiked
so I
with
guess
that
she knew she was
pervert.
safe because Ty was gone and the whole tape fiasco was over. So I guess she
Yeah.
figured it was safe for her to go home.
Yeah. She hitchhiked with that pervert dude too.
All
I
right.
thought maybe I thought maybe he was gonna come back at some point, but I
I
don't
was like,
know.
what is this guy gonna do? He's driving. I was like, does he want her to like blow him while he's driving?
I was gonna
Like,
say Roadhead.
like he didn't even pull over. He was just like had his one arm all over her while he's driving. I'm like,
Right, yeah. Yeah.
um,
She didn't have money, so he wanted some sex or something. Like
right.
Roadhead. So,
What he said, he's like, no woman stands on the road at this time of night unless
mm,
she's looking to work. He said,
yeah, but I feel like it was in the middle of nowhere too, so yeah.
right. But she makes her way to Alex Marshall's. I guess she caught a cab
Like,
because the
yeah, yeah,
driver's
yeah,
at the
yeah.
door trying to get paid, and
That was so funny.
she like fake passes out because Bo shows up.
Well, yeah, Bo's there, the cab driver's there, Alex is there, everybody's going off, and like she's just like, ah. And the cab driver's like, I just want my money, and Alex pays them off.
Yeah, while
That
Bo
was
carries her
funny.
to the couch, and she like pops her head up, and she's like, "I'm fine." She's like, "Just
Get with it.
go."
Yeah, that was funny.
Joan was there, but
Yes.
she had to pretend like she was there on official business and like threatened to like arrest Anna for like helping hide Roman.
And it was nice that she's actually blackmailed by Alex, because I'm like, good, because I like Joan. I did, and that makes sense.
You like that she's blackmailed?
I do, because I like Joan. So she's blackmailed to be a bad cop. So she has to do what he says, basically, because or he won't help her dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you like that she's
because
not
at first,
bad on
like
her own.
completely evil. Right. Yes.
Poor Joan.
Poor Joan.
um,
Her time's probably up soon. I'm assuming after this murder is revealed and all that.
so because now that they're back in Salem, Roman goes to Howie Hofstadter's office, and he's waiting for Bo. I think he calls him. They come up with some new code name. They're always changing the code name. Uh,
Yeah.
and a security guard comes in and catches him, and he says that he works for Howie and he's just finishing up some paperwork. And the cop says, okay, make sure you turn everything off. And then he immediately runs to the payphone to call for backup because he recognized Roman, and he's like, I got him right here. So they want to arrest him.
Yep.
But he gives him the slip. But now word is getting around town that Roman Brady's back in Salem. So now all the women in Salem are afraid that he's going to kill them,
Except Marlena.
except for Marlene and Anna.
Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about the reveal now. So then we see the
Oh,
masks.
wait.
What?
Bo finds out that Anna's still in love with Roman.
I mean, was it really a secret?
To
She's
Bo, it
pretty
was.
obvious about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but Bo is like, you're still in love. And she's like, yeah. So, I mean, I think it's
And he's
important
yeah, and he's like,
for
he
storyline.
has a wife, and she's like, so.
Yeah. They don't care about Marlena, even though Marlena's taking care of Carrie, I think.
right?
Who's taking care of Carrie? Where's Carrie?
Eh, she's probably
What's
home
your mom?
recovering from her injury on the ice rink from Christmas.
Maybe she's staying with Caroline. Oh, no, they're not on yet. I don't know. I don't know where she's
She
at.
should be with Marlena.
But Marlena and Eugene are like doing things, so I'm like, I don't know where she at.
Maybe Caroline.
Nanny, probably a nanny.
Yeah, or Caroline.
Oh yeah, Caroline is on, right? She is on, but it's not the one Peggy McKay,
Right. I was gonna say, did we
right?
meet her yet? But yeah, no, we did, and it wasn't
We
her.
did with, yeah, yeah.
I feel like Peggy McKay came and then she left, and then they had this random person that we don't know, and then she came back when Victor came on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. So now that Roman is back in town, the killer can now continue to frame him by killing more people.
That's a
So we,
really good mask.
yeah. So we see the masks, the Roman masks on the
Yeah.
dummies, the models with the wigs, and then it pans up and we see Tony. Tony.
Um,
So does Delia think or not know that that's not Tony? I mean, we're supposed to think that it's Tony also at this point. We just know because
uh,
it's 45 years ago.
I
And
know
we read
nothing.
things.
This is all new. Um, I'm not sure what Delia knows. I'm not sure. I
Because
don't
she keeps
think she knows.
calling him Tony.
She does, right? And that's why I was confused with that too. And I'm like,
And
you
I'm
would
like,
think
is she
she,
just trying to stay in character so she doesn't slip up? Or does she really think that he's Tony?
maybe.
Kind of like they
Or
keep
does,
calling Stefano Phoenix because they don't want it to like spoil the reveal that Phoenix is Stefano. Because I
right.
guess we don't know that the family crest is a phoenix at this point.
Well, the Demiras always pull shady shit too, so maybe they didn't tell her, or Stefano wouldn't tell her because
The full
they
plan.
usually, yeah, I
So
don't
was
know.
Delia Rolf before Rolf? Or Bart? She was
Probably.
just like one of the henchmen.
She was definitely Bart. Yes, I love Bart.
um so yeah, so she's just like, you gotta do it again. Yeah, this is when I felt like she was ordering him. She's like, you gotta kill again. Like, and I was like, okay, calm down. First of all, relax. You're not his boss.
Right.
And Tony is a little shaky. And he's just like, it doesn't get easier. And she's like, you've done it 8 times. And he's like, I could do it 18 times. It doesn't get easier. But he
Yeah, like his
also,
hopes,
even though he's nervous, seems like he wants to. Like he has this like urge to.
right. And I'm wondering, like, if Hope is like supposed to be like the last one. I don't know. I'm confused because of the voodoo thing that you said.
Yeah, what's the number you have to hit? Like
Right,
13?
right. I'll have to look into that more.
um so he gets dressed up in the Roman mask. I liked how they had him speaking, but it was still Tony's voice.
Yeah,
That was cool. Um
was
Part of me wondered if he really was wearing a mask
what do you
because of the
mean?
wig. It just looks too like messy, like it wasn't his real hair. But
They
then
probably just
we
did
saw
that.
what I
Like,
assume is Wayne Northrup in like a bald cap, but
yeah.
we're supposed to think it's Tony. So maybe that, I don't know. I was like, I wonder if they really did put him in the mask. I was like, if they did, they did a really good job.
I don't think it was. I think it was Wayne.
Oh. but but then Eugene and Marlena come, so he hides in the closet and he like quickly like
Yeah,
changes.
they come for the vodka because Eugene left it there.
Yeah, he
Full.
lost his baka. I like how every
Now,
time
did
he asks
he?
somebody about a baka, they think he's saying something else. Like at Shenanigans, she's like, "We don't sell lakas here." He's like, "Not lakas, bakas."
Did he leave it at Tony's or did Tony take it? I'm not sure.
Delia stole it. I think
Oh,
she said
Delia
she
stole
like
it.
pickpocketed it from him.
And then doesn't they say something about it becoming a key too? So I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't get it.
Um, but even Delia's thinks like he's saying um when he says baka, I guess she was thinking like baklava, which I think is like a Greek like um
Yeah, like dessert.
dessert because she says like a cake, and he's like no, because he just keeps saying my baka, my baka.
My Baka. I know, I don't even know if I'm
I'm
saying
waiting
it
for
right.
somebody
Is
to
it
say, "Oh,
Baka?
we don't have vodka, not vodka, baka."
Yeah. If only I'm ahead of time.
um, I also was waiting for him to be like with his vibes because he keeps saying that he feels like this energy in Tony's penthouse.
Hmm.
I was waiting for him to like go to the closet and like find like the costume, the Roman costume, but I know it's too early for something like that.
Right.
Um, or I thought maybe he would like go towards the closet and then Tony would like panic and like be like, "Oh, there's nothing in there but coats," and just like deter him.
Yeah.
um, so I guess that's it for that. Hope is having trouble sleeping, so she like stays out late with Larry. She has like a bottle of wine with him. Um, she goes up to her room, showers, gets into bed. Um, Tony is in the bedroom hiding in the closet,
Oh, the end, right.
disguised as Roman.
Yeah.
Um, when she gets into bed, he comes out of the closet and he must have bumped into something because he made a noise which woke her or made her like look. She wasn't asleep yet. And when she sees Roman, he like lunges at her with the knife.
That was a good cliffhanger for a Friday, for
Yeah,
sure.
she
I
screamed
like
very
that.
good.
Hmm. Yeah. It made me want to watch the next one, but I didn't. But I wanted to, but I had a lot more things to watch, so I couldn't. Anyway.
Yeah, it was a good week. Maybe because we're headed into February sweeps.
Yeah. So,
Were
and
sweeps a big thing in the 80s? Like, have they always been a thing?
I'm honestly not sure. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe for Emmy reasons they could have been
Maybe.
because I know specifically the actors used to pick from there, but I think now they can pick from anything that they do. But I think before it might have been specifically like February, May, November. But
Hmm.
I honestly don't know. I could be wrong about that.
Um,
Trying to think of, oh, so Anna stayed with Alex too, so I'm like, is she just gonna stay there with him? And they came to an understanding. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to kill you anymore. And she's
yeah.
like they're, she's like, yeah, because he knows that she doesn't have the tape or whatever, and Ty's gone and all that. So I'm like, okay, so forgive and forget, I guess.
Yeah, you were right. You were like, I guess that's it for Ty last time, remember? And
I
she was like,
guess,
when he said that he left
yeah.
town, she was like, oh, good riddance. And I was like, all right, bye, Ty. Go back to Dallas, I
Bye,
guess. I
Ty.
don't
We hardly knew you.
know.
Yeah, go back to Dallas. No, I think he was done his run by then, actually. Yeah,
Oh, really?
he was like 80. Yeah, he was season three, so
Yeah.
he went the days after. Um, I went, yeah, June.
Didn't Alex make him like make Anna become like his secretary or something? He gave her like a job.
Yeah, maybe. Is
There
that
was
what
a
happened?
reason though. He wants her to spy on something. I don't remember what it was though.
Hmm. So now we have like, so Alex, I guess, will kill if he needs to. So then we have him, and we got Tony killing people. We got a lot of evil in Salem.
I feel like Alex is kind of what Victor became.
Okay.
Like, as long as you're not threatening him, it's fine. But like, if you do, he'll kill you.
Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
I don't know if he was worse in the 70s because he came on in like 74. He was on for like 12 years.
And he left when? 85, 86?
86, 87, because then he went to The Young and the Restless
Okay.
and he played Rex. He was
Everybody get along.
Catherine's husband, boyfriend. I don't know what he was.
We had a Doug and Julie moment, and Hope got to see her dad and give her dad a present, which was nice.
Yeah,
Cashmere.
she wrote him cashmere, and he was like
She loves
pissed that she
buying
spent
people
that money.
cashmere.
Right?
Didn't she buy Bo something cashmere or something? I forget. She bought somebody.
Yeah, and he like freaked out. That was one of the
Yeah,
times he freaked out and they fought.
of course. Nobody likes to be bought cashmere, I guess. Oh yeah, it was a cashmere robe for Doug. And she convinced them. She's like, listen, it's the only thing I could do for you. Like, let it be. And he's like, all right.
There was a couple of times it was like when Bo was like dreaming about Hope and stuff. Um, where I just felt like it was very jarring because everybody's running around hiding, whatever. And I'm like, when did you have time to just go to bed?
Right.
I'm like, I
What
mean, I'm
about
not mad at it because you're shirtless and you look good, but like,
what about the code name stuff for Roman? Alice was given the code name and then Roman had called. But what was that for? Do you remember? Was that for I don't remember what it was for.
they needed Alice. What did they need Alice for? Her car?
Like yeah, something about a car. Like
They're using her
they
car
needed
because
it
she
there.
said her car's in the shop to everybody else.
Right.
But they're using her yes, they're using her car.
All right. And then she called with the code or whatever, and then Bo went, I think.
Um
Um, oh, I like that we had the pictures of the people that were dying and they were crossed off. I like
mhm.
that. I'm like, that's in something else I'm watching too.
Revenge.
Can't remember what right now. But
Is it Revenge?
no, I'm not watching Revenge, damn it. We talked about that. I said I never seen it. Um, Tim watched Revenge, by the way, so
Well, that makes
down the
sense because it
line.
came on after Desperate Housewives.
Yeah. So we can probably convince him to stay on after Desperate Housewives. Um, yeah, there wasn't too much. It was just a lot of that stuff, I guess. The Roman and yeah.
But it
Oh
was
yeah.
a good I felt like it was a watchable week. Like I didn't feel
It was very good. I loved it.
like I wasn't bored at
Um,
any moment.
no,
Um, but so we have a special announcement for our Patreon subscribers. We're going to be watching the next episode on Patreon, so you could watch along with us and see us react to Hope being attacked and I guess the true reveal of Tony taking off the mask.
we're not sure.
We're not really sure. We went to a very old Days of Our Lives fan page called Beth's Days page, and it says the next episode is significant, so that's why we're watching it.
And is it really Tony? I'm not sure.
Hmm. Well,
Was
that
Tony ever really there? I'm not sure.
right? Or did he just show up for the first time in 2008?
Right. Right. That's what I feel like. We
Because it's
never
always
know.
like, oh, that was Andre. Okay, but when was it Tony?
I don't know. Help me, Days writers. They probably don't even know. They're probably like, wait, we're writing for Tony. No, we're not. Oh, but then he's like, you're all fired.
All right, was there anything else you wanted to mention?
No,
All right, well,
good stuff.
head on over to Patreon and subscribe to watch us watch the next episode. We will be recapping it either way in our next YouTube and Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. um,
Anywhere, we're everywhere.
yeah, we're everywhere. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.